Hello guys, welcome back to another video of mine. This is your match preview for Burnley versus Chelsea in the Premier League today. Kickoff's only about 3 hours away, so we're very close to it. A bit of a late preview as well. But yeah, getting into this game now, this is going to be a very difficult game. No questions about it, it's going to be a very, very difficult game. Obviously, we had the midweek game against Krasnodar, a long trip to Russia, so there will be a bit of tiredness, I'd say, but taking the kind of fatigue and our, reasonings for being a tough game, Burnley are always a tough side to play against. They always have been and always will be. Sean Dyche, he's not a stupid manager. He knows how to set up his teams, and he's been very successful at Burnley. He's kept them in the Premier League for 8 years. He's been the manager for 8 years and has kept them in the Premier League since about 2014. So he's a good manager, and he's done a very, very good job at Burnley. And they're always a tough side to play against because they always play with a low block. They have numbers behind the ball. They're a physical side. They're a tall side. They're just a horrible team to play against. They're an old-fashioned English team who just, they play rough, play dirty, and make life difficult for you. So it's going to be a very, very difficult game. But with that said, with the squad that we have and the players that we have, we should be winning this game. We really should be winning this game. And if we want to even consider challenging this season, these are the games we need to win. We've already dropped points in games similar to this. You look at the likes of the games against West Brom and Southampton. So we really, really need to start, winning games like this. And as I said in the review, we need to start picking up some consistency now, and that has to start today. Now, there's been a bit of a debate amongst Chelsea fans about whether about what formation we should play, whether we should stick with the 4-2-3-1 that we've played, we've played a lot this season, or go to a 4-3-3, which we've kind of tweaked a little bit here and there this season. But we played in the second half against Krasnodar with the 4-3-3 formation. And it worked. The game against Krasnodar was a game of two halves. We were very poor in the first half. We were very kind of, as I said in the review, we just turned up expecting to win. If we do that today, we're gonna get beaten. It's as straightforward as that. But as I said, it was a tale of two halves in the Krasnodar game. We were very poor in the first half, but second half we were really good. And I feel that the reason for that was because we changed the 4-3-3 formation. Which is what I would like to see. Today. That's just my opinion. I know fans have kind of had a bit of a debate about whether to go with the 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3, but I would like to see the 4-3-3, and I'm going to run you through the 11 that I would like to see implement that system. So in goal, Edouard Mendy, no questions asked about that. First choice keeper. We'll move on. Right back, Reece James. Azpilicueta played against Krasnodar during the week, and if we take his age into his consideration and the fact that he's still got it. But his legs aren't what they once were, and he's not as fresh as he was 5 years ago. So I doubt he'd be able to play competitive games in such a short amount of time. And Reece James has been very, very good this season, so I would like to see Reece James play at right back. Now, centre back, Thiago Silva didn't play against Krasnodar. He was rested for the game, so he'll be fit and ready to go for this game. So I'd like to see him play at centre back, and alongside him, Kurt Zouma. Now, I mentioned in a couple of videos ago that we need to start seeing a back four that we see most weeks, barring injuries or suspensions. And that doesn't just go for the back four, that goes for the whole team. We need to have an 11 that plays most games, as I said, barring injuries or suspensions. And, Thiago Silva and Kurt Zouma are probably our two, or as a centre-back partnership that has been somewhat successful this season. So I'd like to see them play together. And left-back Ben Chilwell. Now, I know Ben Chilwell played, during the week, played the majority of the game, but he's our first-choice left-back. If he's fit and not suspended, he plays. Simple as that. Now, into the three midfield, the defensive midfielder, because the 4-3-3 is the defensive midfielder, and then the two further forward of him. So N'Golo Kante would go there. Again, shouldn't be any questions about that. It's his natural preferred position, and he's the best at it, so that kind of speaks for itself. And then the two kind of more advanced midfielders just in front of him. I go Kai Havertz on the right. Now, Kai Havertz, obviously his preferred position is the number 10, just in behind the striker. But in this formation, him playing as the kind of right-sided of the kind of three in midfield, he played there against Krasnodar in the second half, and he looked very comfortable. He looked very good there. And with Ziyech on that right side, I'm really looking forward to seeing that link up if we do see it. So I go with Havertz in that position. And then the other advanced midfielder, I go with Mateo Kovacic. Now, a lot of people would have maybe gone with Mason Mount, and I can see that reasoning, that he is an attacking midfielder, so that would suit him very well. But I just think Mateo Kovacic offers more as a number 8, so like a box-to-box midfielder, and Kovacic is very good at driving forward, and I think him and Christian Pulisic could link up well down that left-hand side, so I just think Kovacic offers that little bit more in that position than Mason Mount does, so I go with Kovacic in that position. And then the front three, so I go, as I said, Pulisic on the left, Hakim Ziyech on the right. Ziyech started against Krasnodar, played very, very well, he got a goal, and he should be able to play this game. Should be any problem with that. And then up front, Timo Werner. Now, I think, personally, that is our strongest team. The 11 that I just named is our strongest team, and really should be winning this game. Now, as I mentioned, I know this is going to be a very difficult game, and I am a bit nervous. Those of you who've watched my videos and know me personally, I'm a very pessimistic person, and when it comes to Chelsea, I'm definitely pessimistic. I always go into a game expecting not to win, just because that's just in my nature. It's not that I don't have confidence in the team. There are times when that is the case when I don't have confidence, but it's usually just in my nature to be a pessimistic person. So I am nervous about this game. I mentioned how, Jesus, sorry, that sun is really bright. I have the blinds closed, but it's still quite bright, so I apologise if that is the case. But, it's going to be a difficult game, and, it doesn't matter how poorly Burnley have started this season. It's always a tough place to go, Turf Moor, and we have to be on it. We have to show up, expect a tough game, and know that we have to play at 100% and have to give everything to win the game. Because, as I said, there's been a couple of times this season, last season, and many seasons before, where we've turned up to games and just expected to win, and we've been on the receiving end, and that just shows that's how competitive the Premier League is. You have to be at it 100% every game to win games. And that's what we need to do today, because if we don't, we will lose the game or not win the game. So I hope that the players take that on board. Not that they'll be watching this, but hopefully they can take on board the fact that it's going to be a difficult game. I'm sure Frank Lampard will be drilling it into them. And, a lot of these players have played against Burnley last season and know it was a difficult game. So they should be fully aware of that going into this game. And I hope we can get the 3 points, because as I said, we need to start picking up wins and points as the season progresses. So anyway, guys, I think that's it for this video. If you did enjoy it, please drop it a like and subscribe if you're new around here or you enjoy the content. And I will have the review for the game out on Monday, and then obviously we're playing another Champions League game against Rennes on Wednesday, so I'll have the preview for that out on Tuesday. But the Burnley review out on Monday. So I'll see you then, guys, and take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.